Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Angela here. Good to see you again. I would like to welcome all of you, old and new, to my channel. If you haven't been here before, very extra special warm welcome. And of course to everybody who supports me and encourages me, you guys are just gems and thank you so much. I thought I'd do a little update video to show you the sort of tips and tricks I've learned making the mini journals, and as I shared with you on Friday how to make the Valentine's or Galantines one, I thought I'd use that one just to show you what I'd put together. So the first thing that you want to have is print out the kit. All right, so that's the first thing we need to do. So I'm not going to go through all the pages again, but just show you a couple of things that you need to know. Right, so this is the cover, as I mentioned, and before you do anything and cut that out, what I suggest you do is take the very next page in the kit and stick that. I just use glue stick on the back there, all right, so that you've got that on the one side and that on the other side. I do that before I cut it out, because that way, once you cut it out, you know that these edges are going to match up perfectly. So that's the first tip. Now I'm not going to do that because I've done that, so I'll show you. So that's the first thing you want to do. All right, so that's our cover. Let's put that over there. I have cut that out and stuck that on the back. I've inked around it. Now here's something that's optional. I have stitched on the edges there, as you can see, and I've inked on both sides. You don't have to stitch. If you just use a decent glue, this is my glue of choice, art glitter glue, but whatever, any strong glue, you won't need to stitch around there. Okay, now you've got these fold lines which we need to score, so I will do that in a moment. I just want to go through what you need to do. This is a background page. I print this on the back of the ephemera pack. Now what I actually do is, I've cut mine out already. You can either print it on the same page, so double-sided printing, or alternatively I print out a couple of these. I then stick it onto the back of my ephemera. So for example, I take this and do the same as I did with the cover. I put glue on there, I then stick that down, and once that's stuck, I then go and cut out my ephemera. That just gives it a little bit more rigidity. Now, as far as paper is concerned, I use 160 GSM. That equates to approximately 60 pound weight if you are working with pound weight measures like in the US. All right, so that's what I do. So that's what you need to do. You can, of course, just print it on the back. If you've got thicker paper and it goes through your printer, you can do that and just cut out once. The choices are yours. So that's just my suggestion there. Now, this little piece over here is going to make our little folio that's going to go on the inside cover. All right, I want you to cut that all out. We will assemble it. I've put mine all together here. So that's the little pocket. This piece is the base. I'll show you that's its liner, and then cut those bits out. Mine I've cut out smaller than those dots at 3/4 of an inch, but you can do them up to an inch. You can do that yourself. All right, so that's what you're going to do with that page. Then I have this bit over here. This bit makes the pocket that goes around the envelope. So I'm just grabbing it here. So you'll see its mirror image there, because there's a fold line in the middle. So there's the fold line. I've folded it along. It's like this. All right, so cut that out. I have stitched mine on the side. You really don't have to. You can, it's just because I was stitching other things, but you can just put glue on that bit and glue there. So glue there, and then you've got a pocket. All right. You also just want to fold that in half the other way. So you're folding it in half that way and that way. All right, so that's that bit. This bit here is going to be a little tuck spot, and that's going to go on the back of our little page. So cut that bit out. There's a fold line there as well. All right, so you'll see these all come in together. That's our first little envelope. Those are our little tabs, so cut those out and cut that out. You don't need to print anything or do anything else except fold on the score lines there. Right, there should be another envelope underneath. There it is. So that's our envelope again. You want to just score on those score lines. This is going to be the little image that goes onto a little pocket. So cut that out, 2 little fussy cuts where we can decorate with those. Right, that's our inside pocket. It folds up like this. Right. Again, score lines there, fold those. We're going to put that together. And then, as I said, that little image from the previous page over here, that's it there cut out. We are going to put that over there. All right. So cut those out. We're going to make a paper clip. These are just little decorative elements and one of our first little quotes. I fitted them in wherever I could. All right, so that's one of our little sentiments there. Okay, we've got 2 little pockets. You want to cut those out. We've got a flip up here. Now, before you print that out, this is where I would print the whole of this page, or you can line it with a piece of paper if you want to, with that heart background page that I showed you at the start. I just printed on the back of that, and when I do a printed kit, I usually do that for you, like that. Okay. So that goes on the back there, or stick it onto a piece of paper like that so that you've got that, or stencil on it. The choices are your own. That's a little pocket you want to cut out. Our ephemera bits there, 2 little strips that we're going to decorate on the back of the envelope, or you know, just little decorative bits. So you want to cut those out. This is the actual little page we're going to use. It looks like this. I'll grip it. It looks like this. I do print that heart page on the other side so that you've got that there. Again, you can stick paper and 2 pieces of paper together and cut them out. You just need to fold along that line there. All right, that is this little envelope, and because I've printed this whole page with this on the back, that's already sorted the envelope out as well. All right, so that's that. So you want to do that. These are our tags. These are our ephemera pieces, little fussy cuts. Cut that all out, nothing special to tell you there. Your envelope again, I usually print on the back of all of this. So my envelope is usually printed. Where is it? Here it is. All right, so you can see I've got the hearts on there. Okay, so that's the hearts. Again, all the ephemera, and like I said to you, I stick 2 pieces of paper together, that heart piece, so that it's nice and robust. Okay, so you want to ink those all up as well. Some more of our little quotes that we're going to stick in. Right, some more ephemera bits. You've got lots of ephemera in here. I love putting this together. It was such a lot of fun. And I think that's it. That's your background page and your last piece of ephemera, which we've covered already. Okay, so go and cut that all out, and I will see you back here in a moment. Okay, so we've got our cover back here again. You've got it already, you've inked it, you've stuck it together. We're going to just score on these score lines here, like that, just on those little faint white lines. There are 2 of them here. That's going to make our little spine. And then this little bit over here, where the 2 join, that's going to be your flap. All right, let's put my glasses on so I can see in clear. So then you just want to take your cover and fold them on the fold line. Keep the top of your cover straight like that. All right, so here's the first one. There we go. And then we want to just do that with the second one. That's the second one. All right, so we've got those 2 done, like that. And then we want to do this little bit over here. So again, just get that bent over, and then this bit you want to round it. So I tend to take my glitter glue and sort of roll it like this. That sort of gives me a good sort of rounding that a little bit. All right, so there's our cover pretty much done. We want to just put an eyelet in, which we will do at the end. I do mine at the end. We are going to just smooth it over with your bone folder. That's going to be our little cover. That's where we're going to sew in the signature. So let's put that to the side. Right, the next bit you want to work on is the little folio. All right, so I've cut out my little 15mm bits here. This is going to keep its our closure. I've put all the little bits together here. Now, I don't round off my corners. You'll see that this has got like a rounded corner. I tend to do that when I've put them all together. Excuse all the funny things on the underside here. I print this out a lot of times before I'm happy. All right, so here we've got this piece. I am now going to stick on the middle piece, and for some reason I didn't distress this one. There we go. I have now. So this bit's going to go in the middle. So I want to get the glue on the underside here and get that stuck in the middle. And I tend to fold this up so that I can fit it right in there at the off, you know, and then line it up with the edges like that. Did I get that quite right? I think so. So I've got that bit down and that bit down, and that's our liner. Okay, right, now before we go and stick these little liners on, I tend to take the little buttons that are on that page. I have got some old, this is packaging. It doesn't matter what it looks like, it's just a bit of card, a scrappy bit from packaging, and I just want to put these little bits on here just to make them nice and strong. So there's the one, and here's the other. Funny enough, they do match, but that wasn't my intention. Right, I just cut it off a little box that I had milling about when I was looking for something. Right, so we've got those. Now you just want to take your distress ink. My brush has seen better days, but funny enough, I like it when it's like this. I find it works a lot better for me. I like the effect more than when it's all intact. So yeah, I do have little bubbles of ink going all over the place. Right, we've got those two done. Now you want to just position these properly. Now I want to just grab a pen. Now I'm using my board here just as a guide, so I know where the middle is, and that's the middle there. That's going to go over there, and I'm just making a little mark. And then the same over here. Now you can just use your ruler to line them up, of course. There, so there. Okay, and then I just do the one because I put the other one on top. My little pokey tool surface. This was gifted to me. Lovely. I want to put that through there, and then I just put that one on top so it's in the same spot. Still got a sore finger. Well, it's not a sore finger, it's my nail. My nail has broken and it's in the nail flesh and it's sore. So I'm waiting for it to grow up a bit so I can take it off. Gosh, it's sore. All right, so we've got our little holes in there, and then I've just got two tiny brads. I'm going to use red because it's red and pink, isn't it? Red and pink we're using for this color palette. So there we go. Now we are good to go. We want to just grab our little dots here, little pokey tool. Now usually I'll stick something on the back of this. Let's just grab something here. This is just me reinforcing the paper here. So I'm trying to get it all done today. All done. It's one of those days. There we go. So we can do that again. Just reinforcing the paper. So here we go. We can put the one through there, little brad, through there now. Flatten that out. Okay, and then you want to just take your bone folder and press it in the middle there so it's nice and flat. Right, now we're good to stick on the little liner piece. Okay, so let's get glue all over that. As much as we, you know, not too much, but you want to cover everywhere, especially the edges. Okay, you can always trim if it's not quite right. Fit that into your groove there, and then match those up. Right. And then you can just take your distress ink. Not sure what happened there, but we'll use the scissors. Like that. Okay. Now, this is where I want nice clean corners, so this is when I take my corner punch and say nice clean corners in the corner punches. It's old. If you don't have one, then remember what I say, just get a rounded surface like that, trace it off, or you can see where it goes anyway with the pattern, and then you want to just do that over there. And again, I really went wonky with this one, so nothing you can't fix though. Right, so there we go. There's that one done and beautifully lined. Wouldn't know any better. Right, and the same with the other side. All right, so you can see I've got both of those on there. And we're going to then take our pocket and we're going to make sure you've got it the right way up. I did almost stick it on the wrong side. We're going to just put some glue on there, like that, and stick that over here, not quite at the bottom, just so that when this bit folds up, it's all right. So there we go, that's there. We've got a pocket now just to house those goodies. And then some nice butcher's twine. I was gifted this. Thank you guys. You are so kind. Perfect color too. Right, because I didn't have any in this color, so that was amazing. Right, so you want to take a piece of this, about a yard, and you want to just get it halfway and make a knot underneath that first brad, and then pull those two together like that. Gosh, I wasn't too bad on my estimations. Now you can put charms on these beads, you know, whatever you feel. It's just trim that off, and we've done that component. Okay, so there we go, good to go. All right, so let's put that to the side. Now we are going to do the other side of the cover. So the bit that we want to use now is this bit here. All right, so we folded that all on the fold lines. It's going to go on the right hand side of the cover. I'm taking my glue again. I want to just get this panel glued down, and you can just stick that down there. There we go. You want to just, this little flap is just to give it a nice reinforced neat edge, so you can glue that down too. There we go. And then you want to just put some glue on the edge there and the edge there. All right, so 1, 2. There we go. So we've got, I'm going to have a pocket over here and a pocket over there. All right. Okay, so the bits that go on here are, what have I done with them? Okay, just spent 20 minutes looking for this. Gosh, right, so we've got this little bit over here, and this little sentiment, love is all we need, and I thought I'd just add a little fussy cut Not quite sure if I want to put it, I think, underneath like that. So I'm going to do that. It's either that or this one, and I think this one might be a bit too big. Yeah, we can put that one on there, I suppose. Right, so that's what I'm going to do there. Now you can stick other bits on here, you know, but I think I'm going to go with that like that. Just thinking if I want to add in a strip, but I'm not. Right, so let's go with that. So we've got our little card there. Love that. Love the little cherub. And I'm going to stick these down, and that's going to decorate our pocket. So you see, it's really not a difficult process. And of course you can change this up to be how you want it to be. So this is just how I'm using it, of course. So don't feel that you have to follow what I'm doing. You know, the world's your oyster. You've got all the elements and you can do with them as you choose. You can add as many ribbons, bibbins and bows to them as well. Now on this occasion, I haven't got any specific ribbons that I have sorted for this. I'm using what I have. So I went and raided my pink drawer for a couple of pinks, because I tend to use a lot of gingham and spots and things. And then I raided the Christmas drawer for a bit of red. I had one little piece of something that I received myself a while back, and that I've just added. But really, when I do have some Valentine ribbon here, just bits, but it looked a bit, it wasn't for me, let's just say that. Right, so there, that's ready to go. That's the other side of the cover. Right, let's get to the main bit now. Probably the trickiest bit. Now this is our little envelopes. So you fold down you cut them out, fold down those flaps as I said on the score lines, and then on the white score line in the middle, that's the one. Then on the other one you do the same. All right, oh, that's not it. This one. Now with this one you're going to fold this flap to your right, this bit here. And on this envelope, you're going to fold this flap. Instead of putting it down, you're going to fold it up. All right. So let's start. And don't look at all the printed stuff on the inside. It's just because I'm using the paper twice, and you're not going to see it. Right. The flap on the top of each envelope. So get them upright. This top flap here, you want to glue that down. That's just your little reinforcement flap. Do that for both. All right. So here's the bit here, you want to get that one glued down. There we go. Right, that one we're going to glue as well, and this one here at the end. Right, so just fold that like that with your flap that way. Fold that like that with this flap upright. All right, so you've got one down and one up. Now these are going to fit into each other like that. So the way to do that is lift that bottom flap and open there. Take the flap that's folding up and fit it into here. All right, so you want to match it up at this little point there and that little point of that flap. All right, so you're going to go like this and like this. And we're going to fold that one up like that, and you want to make sure. Okay, so this is two key things here. You want these to match up at the base. All right, make sure they're level, and you've just folded the flap over the other one. Right, so let's get that glued down. Okie dokie, lift that one down like that. Okay, let's stick the flap on the other one. So we've got that one there. That's that. Okay, here's the other one. Okay, you haven't glued those down. Okay, so now when you close that one, you've just put the one flap there and the other flap on the other side, and you've joined those two up, lining up the base. Now this is a good time, we'll come to that. Right, now what you want to do is hold that flap down. Okay, so we'll put some glue on that one. And that's going to glue there, and you want to just get some glue on the one side here. Okay, and that then will match up there. Okay, same thing, flap up, the only flap that remains, get some glue on that one. And then get some glue over here. You won't have anything where I've got this printed, you'll have a white bit from your page, unless you're using old pages. Now, nothing wrong with using pages that, you know, didn't make the cut the first time round. It's for bits like this, because you're not going to see any of that. All right, so now you've got your two glued together. It's just a case of taking those flaps, these flaps here, sorry, and fitting them over each other and gluing them on opposite sides. Okay, now what you want to do is, it's a bit stiff, but we'll get to it. You want to just match these up like that and like that. Hold it, take your bone folder and just smooth it down. Turn it over, do the same thing. All right, and there you go. Right, those flaps have just colored in the white lines for you there. Right, now it's a case of you can decide what you want as the cover for the front. We've got a pocket up there now and a pocket up there for our large tags. Now I was going to put, I thought I would put, I can either have that as the front, or I can turn it around and have that as the front. It doesn't make any difference really. Let's have that as the front. Okay. All right, so there we go. We've got our main bit there. Now, this bit that we've folded and stitched, that goes on the outside. So that's going to go over here. And that might help you decide which one you want on the front there. And then this bit here, this little page, that's going to go on the inside of these two. All right, so that's going to go like that. Okay, you with me? There, there, and there so far. Right. Now this little one is going to be your envelope. All right. Now you can stick this down, which is what I'm going to do. But what I like to do here is, you can see this is quite high up. What I like to do there, and I haven't put a fold line on, it's just ease of getting things out, and I really should put a fold line on. I just want to make it, oops, reinforced. So I think fold it first before I put the glue on. I like reinforced edges. So because it's only paper after all, you know, and if you put things in and out here, you don't want it to tear. That would be awful. So I like to just reinforce that. That's the top of the envelope there, like that. So now you've got a little bit more depth to get things in and out there. So now you want to just put some glue here and some glue there, and you can stitch this. I often do, you know. Okay, and I usually add some decorative ribbon on there, but I'll show you that. You'll see that with the flip through anyway. Right, so I'm just showing you the construction of this. That will end up going over here. So I'm going to just take one of my little clips and put it right there for the minute. I usually put the paper clip on there to hold that on that we're going to make. All right, on the front of this, we're going to stick our little pocket. So I've got a little bit here. Right, so this little pocket there is going to go just over there. All right, you can put it more in the middle if you fancy. So let's get some glue on that. Right, always use your bone folder if you need to loosen it up a bit. Okay, there we go. So there's our little pocket for the front. There's that over there. This is going to go on the back, so we'll just have to take that off for the moment. This is going to be your little tuck spot, belly band, sorry, belly band. I'm getting all my terms wrong. So I'm going to just glue this again. It's a double piece to make it strong. Now sometimes I use this to put this on the back of an envelope as a tuck spot, so you can do that. So example is you might want to add it there and then make that a tuck spot. You can do that, but this time I'm going to put this on here, and it just shows you that you can do different things with the same elements, you know, so don't feel you have to do what I do, as I say. So I'm going to just put a good amount of glue on this bottom bit. This works well with double-sided tape as well, like that. And we're going to just line that up a bit lower. So that's there and that's there. And then this little bit's going to be the bit that's going to go in the middle. This is for all your love notes. All right. But you know, ladies, this is not just for Valentine's. This is Galantines. I have the most amazing female friends. Many of them are yourselves. So, you know, and I definitely don't have a Valentine. So, yeah, this is going to go there. I didn't go on the edges, so this won't stick because I only went in the central bit. All right, so that's that. Then this is where our little envelope's going to go, and then over there I've got these bits. So this is our little flip up, which you saw with the pockets. So that's going to go down, and as I said, I printed that on the underside. This is one of the little pockets I've just folded up, and I'm going to just take one of the strips that come with the pockets. I want to just get this glued down. And right, so let's get this stuck down. There we go. And that can go right round like that, and you can stick a fussy cut or anything you choose on there. Okay, let's just get that under. Right, it's always tricky when you're trying to get things straight, isn't it? So I'm going to go for it. I like to do this one first because then I find it easier to put the flip up on afterwards. Now I'm going to leave the decoration. It's going to be one of these, or probably the other fussy cut one, which is one of these. All right, probably that one. I'm going to stick it down before I change my mind. And I can do that a lot, you know. Sometimes you just see once I've made the decisions. It's not forever, you know, it could take me a few minutes, but sometimes I do change my mind. I'm human after all. Right. There we go, a little bit of glue there. Okay, and then this little bit, I like to line it up like this, and then I can see where I want it. So let's get some glue on there. And this is the flappy bit that you want to glue, the pink bit, the polka dot bit. Right, so let's look over there, hold it over there, and let it go. And there you go. All right, so we've got that there. It's looking good. Okay, we're going to come back to this. So I need to make the clip to hold that there. Right, so that's that bit all done. How good are we going here? Right, so that's coming along. Then this little component, I like to put on these little goodies, and I have a spare one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the pink one on the front, I think. Am I? Let's see. I'm grabbing this bit back. Do I want pink or do I want red? Let's have a bit of red. Okay, so we'll put, and we'll stick it like that. Gotta love tea and cake with your friends, your girlfriends, yeah? Always lovely. I'm going to be decorating with all these little hearts and things that I've given you to fussy cut. So, you know, those will come out and go wherever. So there's that one there and that one there, you know. So let's get that done. Love the roses. I'm not a fan of red roses, but I love pink ones. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll put a little ephemera bit there as a pocket. This side I'm going to put this one here down and get that in the middle. Easy with the lines. There we go. You can see I'm not doing much decoration at this point because I'm just basically showing you the main sections here of how to put this together. I think decorating, you can either follow along with my pictures that I posted with this, or you can do your own. I mean, it's pretty much all here for you. If you want to add some die cuts, of course you can. Whatever you want to add, you can add. Right, so there's that one, and again I'll end up putting something on there, probably something like that, but we'll get to that. Right, so there's that bit. We're doing really well. Okay, so we are going to now do the last little pocket on the back here. So there we go. Right, now we've got our little paper clip goodie. I've cut this out of a scrap piece, the same size as this. I did this with 1 3/4 inches, but it's going to vary depending if you're printing borderless or not. So that will vary there or thereabouts. I've got 4 punches, the 1 inch, 1 1/4, no 5, 1 1/2, 1 3/4 and 2 inches, only circle punches, and I use them all the time. Right, you've got these 2 little banners, you've got this cut out, and you need a paper clip, and I've just cut out a scrappy bit out of the same size as this. All right, so you want to take these 2 and you want to glue the one over the other. So just on the side there, I'm just slightly angling it, and I'm going to make one slightly longer than the other, slightly. All right, now decide where it is that you want to place this. So for what I mean is that you want it to attach it that way or that way. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so on the, I've got a large paper clip here. The opening bit is on the top, and the round bit that goes around is on the base. This is, I think, 40 mils, 1 3/4 inches. I'm going to thread this through the bottom bit, so the opening bit is on the top still, and I want to just see before I bend it how far I want this down. So we can go a little bit more like that, yeah, and bend that over. And before I glue it, I want to just see if I'm happy with it. Yeah, okay, so we've got that there, and I'm going to glue that down like this. All right, now I want to stick this on top, but before I do that, I need to have this going behind there like that. All right, this is just going to help me to glue the top bit of the paper clip. So I'm going to stick this bit to the base. I'm still able to work with it. This is the bit that's going to slide onto our page. All right, Now you can put glue on this one. This is your actual display bit, your circle you're going to use. You can put a little bit of ribbon on the top there, or whatever you want. Now get it to the angle you want. So I'm going to go with this, like that, I think. And then just match it with the one that you have already got there. So there we go. All right, so there's your little altered paper clip. Now that will then, you can take that off now, and once you've decorated or whatever with this is going to hold your envelope in place. So now it's just a case of sliding it on there like that. Yeah, and there we go. All right, so we've got everything ready there. So we've got that piece, then our thing there, your bit over there. Now in the middle of this is where I put my little pages for my booklet. Usually tea stain pages. You can add any pages in there and you can sew them in. All right, I'll show you that in a moment. Let me just show you the rest of the cover now. Right, so we've got our cover all ready to go. That's the front. Now what you want to do is you've got the two pieces that we made up earlier. This is the bit that's going to go on this side, and that bit's going to go on that side. Now you don't want it too close to the edge. You want to find, this is the spine bit, the fold line is there. So you want to get that pretty, not quite that far down, but here it is there. So I've got about, let's see, 1/2 inch away from there. Let me just get my fold line. 1/2 inch is there. It gives me, that's the other fold line. I can still use that as a pocket. So yeah, I'm going to just hold it like this. So not this bit here, the other 3 sides. So you want to get some glue on there, glue on there, and glue on there, and do 2 rows so it's going to stay nicely like that. Then you can turn it around. There's no glue on that bit. Right, so here's your fold line, and I said 1/2 inch. I'm just gauging both. It's easy to see with the lines. Yeah, so you want to just run your finger there and there and there. Okay, so now you've got your pocket there and your pocket there. Now this one, you can do 3 sides and make this a pocket in there if you want. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put glue all over. There's so much in here that I think it's enough for me. But there are other ways that you can do this. So as I say, this is all up to you how you want to put yours together. You can add things, take out things, use this in other journals, as I said. You know, it's really fun. I quite like it. Okay, so there we go. We've got that bit in there as well. All right, so all that we need to do now is we've got everything put together there. We're going to just put that into our cover, and I'm going to go grab some booklet pieces. Okay guys, so we've got that piece in place, that piece, that one, and in the middle here we want to add in book pages. Now I've just taken an A4 sheet and cut it in half lengthwise. All right, so that's going to be good enough for me. I took 5 sheets of paper and cut it in half, so I've got 10 sheets or 40 back, front and backs. Okay, so that's what I've got there. It's tea stained, parchment, avocado, all sorts of different things. You can add book pages, you know, anything you want in there. So what I'm going to do now is I want to get all of this together. Now remember, this piece is loose, so tap it down to make sure that you've got it where you want it. I like to use my thumbnails just to get it into the area there, and taking a little clip to hold it on the base, and I'm taking another one over here. I'm going to then put that into this cover here. Right, so I have taken my ruler and I've drawn a line halfway between the spine area here. All right, so it's easy because I can see with the squares. So I've just drawn a line in the halfway mark. Now I'm going to take my little booklet and this piece here. I want to line this up onto the halfway mark that we've drawn with the pencil. So I'm getting that fold line there, and then you want to just make it even, the gap on each side. So I've got it there. I'm going to put that there, and this one, I'll make sure it's straight, and it is. So we'll put that there. Then I'm going to take my booklet. I have trimmed the edges off to fit here. That's just a case of measuring that with the piece here. So again, I'm putting this on that line there, and I'm going to also make sure it's even at the top and the bottom. All right, so I might need my longer clips, so we'll do that. So we want one there. My fold line and the pencil line and everything there is even. Just checking that I'm happy. I don't need to worry about the envelope too much. It's not going to come over. I'm happy with that. So now I'll take my little pokey tool. I'm just going to guesstimate the middle here. You can measure if you want, so depends how good you are at guessing. So it's not the end of the world. So that's going to be my middle mark, and the same as I showed you the other day. So with our little envelope booklet that we made. So I like to take about 1/4 inch or to 1 centimeter, the same space there and there. And then I'm just finding the middle of these two. All right, so those are going to be where I'm making my 5 holes, and I'm happy with that. And then it's a case of just take your pokey tool and shove it all the way through. That's better. It can be difficult when it's quite a thick point to get through. There we go. All right, so I've got all of those done. Now I'm taking my little needle. Now the thread I've just taken is 3 times the length of the book, there or thereabouts. All right, take the tail and just tuck it underneath one of those. Now go into the middle like that. It is tight, it's tough. You're going through quite a few layers, and then you're going to come out there. Now we're going to go to the top one. All right, staying away from the clips, that's good. Now we're going to come out there. So we're going to go underneath. It's working well today. Usually when I film it, it goes all wrong. Fingers crossed. Okay. There we go. Give it a little pull. Go down to the bottom one. Up there. Little pull into that one again, and we're going to come out the other side there. To just move the string on the other side. God, I did sew that the right way around. I hope so. Can you imagine? I mean, that's something you need to check on. Wouldn't be the first time. Right, I've done that. Yay, all the clips can come off. Gorgeous clips. Another lovely gift. I believe you can get them from, I can't remember now, one of the thrift shops. I'm going to make 3 holes here. I'm going to put a little bit along. Again, you can add charms, you can add all sorts to this. The world is your oyster. Right, we've got our little pamphlet stitch sewn in there. We've got all of our booklet writing pages like that. And everything else, you can just fold it over gently. And this bit, it's all coming together nicely. There we go. Now you've got that there, but I usually put lace over that. And then an eyelet in there. And there we have it. Everything's looking great. So I like that. That looks good. All right, so now it's just a case of putting in your bits and pieces wherever you want them. Don't forget that the large tags go in there, and that's the base of how I construct it. And the rest is all personal choice, guys. Well, everything's personal choice, even this bit, but you know, you might want to sew the sides together, make a big envelope. Anything's possible. Oh, there's an idea, isn't it? All right, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed that and that's helped you a little bit more with how to put these mini journals together. I do love making them. Go and warm one of your lovely friends' day, your very best friend, and go and make her one of these and she's going to love you forever. Not that she doesn't already, but it's such a beautiful sentiment. Okay, go and have a lovely Sunday. It is freezing here as usual. I hope you guys are staying warm if you're cold, or cool if you're not. And I'll see you again on Tuesday with another little video. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.